Hey, welcome to this discussion of the program Adobe Photoshop. I'm going to show you today how to create a basic desktop background using a very easy on the eye render and very easy on the eye colors. We're going to use pastel colors. I'm going to show you how to use basic layer options. And I'm going to show you how to use basic layer blending tools such as a smudge, the brush, the paint tool, and the eraser tool to blend the render, what we call the render image, into the background. Okay, so let's get started. The render image I'm going to be using, okay, is right here. This is the image I have. It's a very busy yet calm image. It was made in another program called Adobe Illustrator. It's just probably a single line meshed around and around. Okay, but we're going to use that, make it work, and create a very easy on the eye background using those colors. Okay, we're going to move it over into the program Adobe Photoshop and we'll get started. Okay, I've moved it over into the lower right hand corner of the screen. Right here in this part, it shows the entire image. Okay, we have our render right there, and that's going to be the focal point of our background. The focal point is going to create the main idea of the art piece we're going to do. It's going to create everything that the eye catches. It's going to be the first thing you look at when you see this picture. We're going to do most of our work, or most of our simple work, right here on this image. We're going to put it into the color I've chosen. The color you can choose is going to be one of these, just to make the blending very easy. Okay, what I did is I come over here to our color palette. Okay, and I chose the foreground color. What I did is I clicked it, and I clicked right in here. Okay, and I would come over here and I'd click, and that color would come up. So I have it, and I'm going to turn it on as our background. Okay, so now we have our background, we have our image. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use these brushes right here to get this image blurred in here and make it very easy to look at. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple more layers of this render image to mess with and to use. I'm going to turn them off so we don't ruin them. I'm going to come back over here to image 1, and I'm going to show you how to use the smudge tool. With the smudge tool that I've chosen, it's a couple different dots, and what it's going to do is it's going to grab a few where I click. It's going to grab each little piece and it's going to smudge it out and push it into the background to make it easy to look at. Okay. With most smudge tools, all it does is smudge. It grabs that image where you click and it's going to move it around. You can change the hardness on the smudge tool to where it either grabs a little bit or grabs the whole thing and just pushes it outward. Okay, but I've changed the strength to 50%. It's going to be very easy to use. Okay, all you do is click and move. Okay, so that's that. As you can see, the edges are pushed out into the background. Okay, now we're going to turn on another layer. Okay, so now it's almost blended in. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the eraser tool. Okay, the eraser tool right now that the program is selected is very large. We don't need it that large. So we're going to come into our brush selection tool, and we're going to pick a smaller brush, 24. Okay. And we're just going to come in, and we're going to erase some of these. Okay. So there's that. So now, what we have is we have our basic image. We're going to mess with it a little more, but it's very easy so far. We've only used two tools. We'll use our smudge tool. We've only used our erase tool. There's two more tools I'd like to show you how to use. That's the brush tool. I'm going to show you how to add lighting effects. Lighting effects are the second part of the main piece. It brings out everything. It makes it not so boring. It makes it not so dull. And I'm going to show you how to use also a blur effect. It's very easy, and it makes the focal point exactly what it is. It's a focal point. Okay? So we'll get back into that, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay? I'm going to show the blur. We're going to turn this last one on. The edges came back that we just erased, but we're going to blur them, so it's okay. We're going to come into the filter command. We're going to go to blur. We're going to go to radio blur. This box opens up. We're going to do a zoom. And it's basically going to blur from here out. Computer's working. There we go. It's blurred from there out. And we're going to do what we call a layer options. Okay? We're going to change the layer options. That's the blending options of this layer and to the rest of them. Okay, we're going to change it to overlay. Okay, that's a little dark, so we're going to choose another one and see if it's a little lighter. That's a little lighter, that's a little better. We're going to go with that one. Okay, we're going to create one more layer, and now we're going to work on the lighting. I'll show you the brush tool. We're going to want a big one, just to make it easier to do the lighting. Now we're going to switch our foreground color, and we're going to switch to our background color. First, we're going to zoom out so we can see everything we need to see. Okay, we're going to click twice. One there, and one there. Now we're just going to change the opacity on it. Okay. Now we have our lighting effects. It adds, this is the focal point of the picture. Okay. Now so far, all we've done in Adobe Photoshop is use our tool commands. Okay. We've used our layer options commands. We've created a few layers. We've done very basic and easy commands to show you, the teacher, how to show your students on how to create a basic desktop image.